Okay, so this video, it's about a favorite little person. You can see him right here. Right here, nice little screw attack, people. Now,
It's
before
30
we
minutes
get...
long.
What?
It's 30 minutes long. Can't wait to enjoy the 2 minutes of fight that happened.
Oh yeah, this is great, because they decide to talk about a lot of things about the characters. But, before this video starts, honestly, Screw Attack isn't that bad of a channel, honestly. Like, and Death Battle itself isn't very bad either. It's everything about it is fine. In fact, the animation's flawless, basically. All of the interactions between Boomstick and Wiz are amazingly funny, but they
Oh, yeah.
suck at
It does that a lot.
research. They are the worst. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, recently they have been pretty bad.
Recently, it goes back. It goes back to before the first Goku and Superman. Like, ugh. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've watched everything up until they start describing why Ichigo lost, because at one point, when they were describing why Ichigo lost, I lost it, because they were just pulling
Wait.
stuff out of their ass, basically. And I was like, that's not how
Do
you research.
Ichigo
Oh yeah, Ichigo loses. But
absolute
I'll
garbage.
give them this, the animation's hilarious, though. Like, hold on, I want to pull it up for you.
It's so
Let's
stupid.
watch the animation first, because that's the best part. Alright. Oh, hold on. Let's take a second. Alright, now my amigo Aiden can hear it. Now let's watch this together, shall we?
They got this good team.
What's that energy? Is that a hollow?
Oh, and before this starts, they're using End Series Ichigo versus End Series Naruto, which is just fine in my opinion.
Wait. When you talking about the end series, are we talking about the end series where Ichigo has his Bankai that gets shattered for some reason?
Oh yeah. They do make a healthy assumption that it's basically the same, just stronger. Which I'm fine with. But we're good. Just watch it. It's a really nice animation.
Sense of presence. Naruto, wake up.
Whoa, he's invisible!
You can't see me? Good. Quit running, coward!
Naruto, keep moving. I'll direct you.
You're dead! Hell the heck?
I see you. Leave it!
Bring it on! Getsuga Jutsu!
Okay, trying to reach out.
Pretty gnarly fight, honestly.
Really?
Really? I love how they use that sound.
Not bad, but I'm still gonna beat your ass. Give me a freaking break.
Now, here it comes. The best part.
Is that the best you can do?
Who gets it?
Oh yeah.
Here comes the one shot. Actually wouldn't happen. Like, no. And they turn him into a human again, but this is just so funny. fight him off with a fucking...
Phew. Who was that guy?
But yeah, that's what happened. Honestly, it was a pretty nice fight up until he survived Mugetsu somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's just...
Was that attack powerful enough to like disintegrate an entire mountain or something?
That was him swinging his sword casually without aiming. And that was the form before Final Getsuga Tensho.
Do they describe like what Final Getsuga Tensho or whatever? Do they describe like how powerful he is or something?
They said like, oh yeah, he can casually bat mountains away with the air pressure created by him swinging his sword before that form. So yeah, I think they did pay a lot of respect to that form, but they didn't keep it in mind afterwards. So
Yeah, I know that like the Naruto's Kyuubi form shield him from like nearly any attack, right? But I don't think it could defend him against that.
Yeah, no,
because let's be honest here, Mason. We ain't talking about armor lock from Halo Reach, bro. Okay.
Shut the fuck up. All right, well here's the dealio. So you got Nart over here, as I'm going to call him. You got Nart right here. He's a strong character. Don't get me wrong. But then you got this character over in Blech called Ich. But Ich is like way stronger. Like ridiculously strong.
Didn't you tell me?
Huh?
Did you tell me that there's a move he can use that can like destroy a whole bunch of Earths, probably like a handful or something?
Okay, so I did calculations that no one thinks about. So before they get into their little discussion, before we go into that, we're going to do my little discussion, and we're going to talk about the attack potential of Ichigo. I'll say this, I haven't done any calculations for Naruto, but you can ask Aiden. Yes, I've been talking about Ichigo's strength for the past 2 weeks. But, so here's the thing. I was going to compare Ichigo when he was a Vasto Lorde, and when he was in Muget's form, and then end series Ichigo. And I was going to compare him in his main fights, and see how strong he was. And I was like, it's probably going to be about Muget's where he defeats Naruto. And I was surprised at the fact that he obliterates him as Vasto Lourdes. Because in Vasto Lourdes...
I personally believe that Lourdes is most powerful.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, Vasto Lourdes is the coolest one. But,
Definitely.
But the thing about it is during the arc, they said that a Gran Recero has the power to destroy all of Las Noches, which includes the little places where the Espadas live in and all that good stuff, all the way under the ground, all that good jazz. It's not Hueco Mundo, which would be ridiculous if it was, because you're destroying an entire reality, but it is Las Noches. Now, the thing about that is, you gotta think about how much, area you're destroying with that attack. And it's an energy-based attack, so you can't say that he wouldn't be able to blow this up because it's energy. As we all know, there are no special things in either of these universes that can be stopped by energy. Amaterasu is supposedly able to burn literally anything. Don't give me that argument. But, so I did calculations, and I was like, we'll go with, frickin' Grimjow shooting a Gran Recero at Ichigo. And in that fight, he was visibly not trying, and he was also joking around, so you could tell he wasn't trying. What were you going to say?
Okay, back to the thing about, Amaterasu can't burn energy.
No, can burn
I think there's actually... I know that, but, when you say that, were you implying that it can't burn energy?
No, I was going to say if they were going to make up the argument that the energy-based bomb attack, Gran Recero, can't destroy anything, then I would bring up the fact that the Black Flame Amaterasu can burn away anything. It's like, you gotta realize, they're both incredibly powerful attacks, alright? They're not limited. Yay! Alright, go ahead. Continue explaining.
Okay, if I'm correct, which, like I said, I'm probably not because I haven't watched Naruto in a while, I believe that's a scene where it's either Itachi uses either Itachi or Sasuke use Amaterasu on a Susanoo to burn it, or Sasuke uses Amaterasu on Third Raikage, even when he's covered in energy, and it still manages to get through and burn his arm off. So, yeah, I'll just put that out there.
I mean, yeah, Amaterasu is very versatile flame, and I give it respects for that. It's one of the coolest attacks, honestly. But the Gran Recero is on an entirely different level because it can destroy any matter because it's an energy-based bomb attack. That's just what they do. Look at the Kamehameha. Look at frickin' anything over these things. Look at the Getsuga Tensho, alright? The thing digs through buildings, and the only reason the buildings are still intact is because of the surface area of the frickin' Getsuga Tensho, alright? It puts giant holes in the buildings, and then the buildings fall over on themselves. Okay, so back to the Gran Recero. So we're going to say that if Grimmjow, going full strength, in his base form, was capable of pulling off a Gran Recero that could destroy all of Las Noches, seeing as how when he was holding back in base form, visibly and joking around, and everyone was still terrified that he might destroy Las Noches, I feel it's safe to say that going full strength, he'd be able to destroy Las Noches, especially since he started tearing through the dimensional wall with a held back and blocked Gran Recero. That's the cool part, because Ichigo blocked it. So, you know what that means, right? It means that whatever he dishes out, he can take. He can block something that powerful. It's ridiculous. But, the thing about the energy-based attack is you have to figure out how much area, how much volume can it destroy. So there's a part where Neliel is talking to Ichigo after they come out of the caves and they see the desert. They're like, oh, Neliel says that it will take about 3 days walking to get to Las Noches gate. And we're going to use that. So 72 hours. How many kilometers per hour does a healthy teenage human being walk? What speed? So it's about 5.75 kilometers per hour. So you get about 390 kilometers. And then we'll disregard the outside. We're only going to count the inside. We'll say that the building itself is only that wide in diameter since it's a circular base. And then we'll say that, yeah, it only goes as deep as it is wide. So we'll get a perfect circle. I took the volume of that, and so you have, like, full power, base form, goddamn, Grimmjow. He could destroy all of that with a Gran Recero. And if you want to argue the fact that Ichigo can't pull off something as strong as the Gran Recero, he crushes a frickin' Lampara. No, it's Lanza de Luz, which should be as strong, if not stronger, than a Gran Recero. He crushes it in Vasto Lorde with his hand. And he beats out another one with his normal Cero Blast. Of course he can dish out something as powerful. But the thing is that if you can destroy that much area, you gotta add in multipliers. Now, a Resurrection is accepted to be like a Bankai, so you can say it's about 10 times. And we're not going to say, oh, but it's between 5 and 10. No, it's 10, alright? No one's going to downplay here. Even if we did downplay, it would still obliterate Naruto. But, so you get 10 times, and then you get full power Grimmjow in his Resurrection. Could destroy 10 times over the base. The base. Just let that sink in. 10 times Las Noches. And if you want to argue that, no, they're meaning like in full power, okay, well, he said any Espada could destroy it. That means that the weakest Espada could destroy it. So, guess what that means? Like, this is an ability that scales with how strong you are, just like all the abilities are. Like, your Flash Step, that scales with how strong you are. Your freaking Getsuga Tensho scales with how strong you get. Your Cero scales with how strong you are, how many times you've used it. Like, the Gran Recero is no different. But if you want to argue that freaking Espada number 9 can fire off a Gran Cero that can destroy all of Las Noches, you can dig Naruto into a hole as much as you want, alright? But, shit. It hurts. So let's say, let's try and scale up the Arrancar using fairly low numbers. Let's say that, comparing Resurrection of Grimjow to, what's his name? Number 5. I don't remember his name. I feel really... Ninotora. So, comparing Grimjow's Resurrection to Ninotora's Resurrection, let's say that Ninotora is 10 times stronger. So, that's another 10.
Mhm.
Now, he could fight Kenpachi. I feel like that's fair. It took Kenpachi using freaking Kendo in order to beat him. Now, obviously, it was Kenpachi, so, you know. But, still, I feel like that's fair. So, you get 20 times Las Noches, which is a really large number. Like, a really, really fucking big number. But that's not even where it ends, alright? Because then you go to Ulquiorra, and he is like the weirdest motherfucker ever. Because he's got 2 resurrections. He's got his first resurrection, Murcielago, which is bat in Spanish, and then he's got Segunda Etapa, which is 2nd level. Now, Murcielago is a 10 times multiplier, just like all the other resurrections, but then he's got Segunda Etapa, which is, respectively, should also be a times 10 due to the fact that all resurrections give times 10. If you want to downplay it and say times 5, whatever, you can do that. Now, let's be a little bit nice and say that Ninotora's Resurrection is 5 times weaker than my bad. Is 5 times. Let's say that Murcielago is 5 times stronger than Ninotora's Resurrection. So that's 25 times already, and we're still on Ulquiorra. So that's 25 times. Frickin'. So, oh Jesus, give me a second. Okay, we're back. So I got a calculator. So let me do this calculation real quick. So you get 39, all right? That's 390 kilometers. That's long. So,
It's pretty dang long.
man, I forget. Is it pi r squared or freaking 2 pi r? Oh, no, memento. I actually forgot there's a really weird formula for thing. Yeah, so let's take half of this. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I'm very excited. My hand is shaking. So let's take this, 195, boom, throw it in there. 31 million. Well, 31 million's, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot. Oh, you are the worst, you know that? Okay. Let's just go ahead and put that in there. Hold on. Okay. So, for the time being, we've been abandoned by Aiden, but that's fine. You still got me, and I'm obsessing over this, and don't worry about it. So, you plug in the times 10 to that volume, which is kilometers cubed, and you get 31 million. Add in the other times 10 for Ninotora. I'm pretty sure I say he was 10 times stronger. Yeah, he should be about 10 times stronger, respectively. Boop, and you get 3 billion. 3 billion's a lot. But that's not it. Let's do times 5 real quick. Yeah, 15 billion, yeah. That's 15 billion kilometers cubed. Allow me to research something for you. Ignore the whole nihilism thing. That was when I was researching Ulquiorra. Alright, as I was saying. So, of the moon. Let's say moon. Alright. The moon is 2.195 times 10 to the 10? 10 to the 10? Oh, I can't tell because they don't actually write it correctly. I'm going to say 10 to the 10 kilometers cubed. So that is plus 7 zeros behind that. Well, I'm gonna write this one down on paper if you don't mind. I usually have the number for the moon memorized, but sorry. Jesus, this pencil. 9, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 21 billion kilometers cubed. This attack now has the range of 75% of the moon. Earth's moon. You know that thing when you were impressed about how Naruto had an attack that could cut the moon in half? This thing could obliterate 75% of the moon with one attack. Where we're saying full power, Ulquiorra, first Resurrection, Murcielago. That's it. We aren't even on Ichigo yet. Not even on Ichigo yet. Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, love these calculations. It's so beautiful. And if you want to contest me, I also did calculations for impact force that this thing would have. Seeing as how a Zero can be blocked physically, that must mean it has some mass and some impact force, which is fucking ridiculous. All right, it's crazy. It shouldn't have it. But then you take in oh, my apologies. I have a really messed up throat. But you take into the fact that the Zero itself, the Zero. The Grande Zero, not even just the Grande Zero, any Zero fires instantaneously. As we've seen in the anime several times. Just instantaneously. Couple seconds. So that means the freaking range, the speed of release would be around, I'm going to lowball it and say 3 kilometers over seconds squared. That's fast. If you can't tell, that's really fucking fast. Now, I highballed it in my things, and I said it would be about maybe 16. That's what I said. I think I said 16. But it came out... the newtons of force that it came around to were in the quintillions. Do you want to know how many newtons of force it takes to crack your femur while it's laying sideways? It takes 2,000. To crack it while it's standing up, it takes 4,000. Or wait, yeah. That's how it is. I swear, I'm gonna kill myself from trying to think about this too hard. But yeah, so compare that to 300 quintillion fucking newtons of force. It's ridiculous. And that's not the explosion, that's the physical impact. That is the physical striking force of the Grande Zero. It is horrifying. Literally, all he'd have to do is just shoot one at Ichigo. Or not Ichigo. He would just have to shoot one at Naruto. And Naruto, his arms, if the Grande Zero didn't take up his whole body and smush him into nothing immediately, his arms would be blown off. His legs would be gone. It would be awful. Anything in front of it would be crushed by the freaking sheer force of movement and not the explosion. Oh, such beautiful numbers. I love it. But yeah. And if you want to contest me on these numbers, feel free to contest me. I am fine with it. Also, don't exactly trust the impact force all too much, because no matter how much I may jerk off the impact force, it doesn't matter all too much, because the main thing is the explosion force, which is what we're talking about. Now, it can destroy anything because it's a blast attack. It can destroy anything. It's comparable to a blast of pure plasma, which is really, really destructive. And also, if two plasma blasts collide with each other, they create a black hole. It's great. But piss. I'm trying to erase this shit off the back of my... Jesus! Oh, this eraser just died. It just vanished. Note to self, never erase on cardboard ever again. I just need to erase this little meter sign right here. There we go. Alright. Now I'm going to take a break and probably go take a piss outside, calm myself down. Because I still need to go through Segunda Etapa and then Vasto Lorde, and then I have to react to the rest of their video, and my lord, you are in for a god dang treat. Also, I'm going to tone down on the cussing because I would like this to be available whenever people are in school. Alright, I'll be back in a couple seconds. Well, in a couple of minutes. Aiden's eating dinner. But for you, it'll be a couple seconds. And we're back. So, yeah, as I previously said, let me catch Aiden up real quick.
Yes.
So, we took the volume of the sphere, and then we multiplied it by 10, and then we multiplied it by 10, and then we multiplied it by 5, and we got 15 billion kilometers cubed. And the volume of the moon is 21 billion. So
Now, Mason, with the times 10, times 10, times 5, is that times 10, then times 10, then times that by times 10, or is it all like just 25 times?
like, take the original number and multiply it by 25.
Okay.
Alright, cool. And we're still only on, like, first form Ulquiorra. That's already 75% of the moon. So, Segunda Etapa Ulquiorra is a times 10 respectively because it's another resurrection. So then it's 155 billion, which is approximately like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 moons. So yeah, this is a pretty destructive attack. It's pretty bad. And then minimum I'm going for Vasto Lord Ichigo. Absolute minimum is times 2. Because if you're twice as strong, twice as fast, twice as durable, twice as everything as someone, you can stomp them. If you're trying, if you're going all out, you can absolutely stomp them. As hard as Vasto Lord Ichigo did to frickin' Segunda Etapa Ulquiorra. Because if you haven't seen that fight, you should probably watch that fight. It's great. I love it. So that gives us 310 billion. In just in case anyone doesn't believe me, 100,000 million billion kilometers cubed, which is the legit, like, fucking, what, 15 moons? Yeah. Christ. Oh,
It's a good amount.
The moon is about 2% the volume of Earth, so 15, that's about 30% of Earth. Yeah, that's a ginormous crater. If you thought
Pretty big.
If you thought that explosion at the end of this fight was enormous, this thing dwarfs that by everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my explanation for Vasto Lorde Ichigo. If you need me to explain more than that, you don't need to be arguing in the first place, because that's one attack at full strength, blows away, and you can do that attack. And this is talking about Vasto Lorde Ichigo's Zero, because his Zero, and it's proven that it's stronger than a Gran Re Zero, because whenever he throws a freaking Lanza de Luz at Ichigo, he blows it away with his Zero. And the Lanza de Luz should be about as strong, if not stronger, than a Gran Re Zero, since it's a highly condensed Zero. Because, if he wasn't using a Gran Re Zero, if it was stronger, why wasn't he using it then? It's common sense, it's battle sense. And you can't say, oh, it would take too long to charge. No one. Like, friggin' Grimjow is showing off. Like, it doesn't take that long. You could definitely speed it up. Especially if you're in your Resurrection. I mean, frickin' goddamn Minatora could just shoot it out like it was nothing in his Resurrection. Like, just, he opened his mouth and it was out there. Alright? That's how easy it is. So no speed calculators can be used here. Alright? Alright, now I think it's time to get to the part of the video everyone's been waiting for me to respond to what their points are. So, you ready for this, Aiden?
Ready as I'll ever be, man.
Alright, let's go.
KO!
Okay.
Damn.
Wait a minute. Can you hear it?
No.
Give him. All right, now that Aiden can see and hear, we can begin. All right.
Even without his powers, Ichigo never gave up. What a badass.
Sorry, Bleach fans. I know you all really wanted a win, but unfortunately, this wasn't it.
You should have taken that out of the script.
Naruto had better training, a broader arsenal, and a better healing factor.
Okay, let's pick this apart immediately.
Yes.
Sorry, Bleach fans. I know you all really wanted a win, but unfortunately, this wasn't it.
Naruto had better
Better training. About that. Dude isn't he still a genin? Isn't he still considered a genin?
No, he's a Jonin. You have to become
Yeah,
to be.
well, yeah, I know, but like before that, he was a Jonin. Training has nothing to do with this whatsoever, especially when you're talking about people this powerful.
No, with like with Jinin, he might have been a Jinin, but he was only Jinin because he wasn't able to get into the Chunin exams because he was trained for like 3, 4, 5 years straight.
Well, yeah, another thing is you want to say like, oh, well, Naruto, he was trained super hard. It's like, oh man, he mastered the Rasengan in a week. It's like, all right, you think Ichigo hasn't trained that hard before? He mastered his Bankai in 3 days. He unlocked it in 3 days and mastered it immediately afterwards. Like that, like skill is not a factor.
If they're talking about lengthwise, I'm not sure how long Ichigo trained for, but I know Naruto trained for quite some time.
Yeah, but like in terms of pure skill, you can judge by how long each of them has trained. And the thing about Ichigo is that he masters everything so quickly he can hardly have time to train it. Like as soon like 4 months. At the end of the 4 months, whenever he was inside the gate in between worlds, that his father was holding the walls at bay that would kill them. He was holding those walls at bay so that Ichigo could fight his inner spirit and master the frickin' final Getsuga Tensho. At the final day, he got the final Getsuga Tensho, walked out, immediately became that strong. Mugetsu, that was him walking away from that fight, like immediately after. That's how strong he got in that short amount of time.
Darn.
Yeah. So, training and technique has nothing to do with this fight. Nothing. Because they're both really skilled. And if you want to say one was trained harder than the other, you go with Ichigo. Because he was trained harder. He just mastered it quicker. Alright, on to the next point.
A broader arsenal.
A broader arsenal. See, I'll give
True.
you that. I'll give you that. He definitely has a broader arsenal. I mean, he doesn't rely on Getsuga Tensho all the time. But the thing about broader arsenal is they're talking about, having attacks with different names. And, well, you know, there's more to arsenals than having attacks with names. Because he's you can tell in the show just by looking, he's mastered several different arts, like sword arts. Like, dude is a master with the blade. He can move quick enough. He's like, you got like your Rasengans and you got your weird KCM modes, which I'll give you that. KCM mode is OP as hell. I will give you that. And then you've got all these like tailed beast bomb. You've got freaking shadow clone. You've got freaking, I don't know. Can he do like Can't he do an lightning release or a wind release? Freaking yin yang release. I don't fucking know. He's got all this weird shit. But then you think about it. It's
And then he also
go
he
ahead.
drew Bomb Ross and Shuriken for some reason, and somehow
Yeah.
like he turned the Biju Bomb into Ross and Shuriken.
But that's all fine and dandy and all. But like, the thing is he can't. Like, when you look at the grand scale of things, he can't perform most of these things in rapid succession of each other. Because most of them take a couple seconds to charge up.
Except for, like, end series Naruto, who could, like, as you can see there, get all those tailed beast cloaks or whatever, and then make shadow clones of them, and release Biju bombs, Ross and Shurikens, pretty much everything in quick succession.
Yeah, it was pretty strong end series.
Yeah, he was darn strong.
But if you want to say that Arsenal matters, You can go ahead and say Arsenal matters, but it doesn't. Honestly, whenever you're comparing the Arsenal, like the Getsuga Tensho from frickin' Don Guy Ichigo, which is final Getsuga Tensho Ichigo, before he uses Mugetsu. His Getsuga Tensho, it outpowers every single attack that Naruto has right now. Like, right in this scene, it outpowers everything that Naruto and Sasuke can do. Like, so if you want to say it matters, you can say it matters, but there have been times when Ichigo has accidentally thrown out 5 different Getsuga Tenshos with the power to level entire skyscrapers on accident and almost murdered his friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good it was.
That's another issue that NFL has is they find 2 things that they compare, and on some cases they can compare, but on others there's like no comparison because one of them's way too one-sided, and this is quite a good example for it.
And this is in no way talking about whose character is better, because honestly, the shows in the beginning I liked Bleach more, but towards the end everyone knows what happened to Bleach. Like, so Naruto is better at the end, but you know, all that good jazz.
Yeah.
But this is about who would win in a fight to the death, so we don't care about that. All right, next point. Up.
And a better healing factor.
Better healing factor. Boomstick. Boomy. Alright, listen.
And also, that's the only time they really ever talk about the healing factor in that show.
Wait, what time?
That time that they're showing right now when he got stabbed in the hand by Kunai, that is one of the only times they show it, because even after that, well, that's the only time they really mention it, but it's pretty obvious that the thing where, that one time when he's learning how to do the Rasengan or whatever, and he grabs, what's his name? The a-hole dude that was, Orochimaru's right-hand man.
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn
Anyway.
Chakra Blade Man.
Yeah, Chakra Blade Man. And how he grabbed his kunai hand, right, and it sliced through between his 2 middle metacarpals, and how he was able to use it afterwards, and it was completely healed. Yeah, but that's not really that good of a healing factor, because isn't Ichigo just a whole bunch more tougher, right?
Yeah, because if you want to talk like what I brought up earlier, if you want to talk dishing out and taking, he can block a Gran Recero. Even if it's powered down, it still had the strength to rip a hole in the dimension. Which means, yes, it had a lot of power behind it, just not full strength. And he blocked it pretty easily, honestly. Fairly easily. And so he can frickin' block a full powered one. So yeah, he and if you want to say, oh, well, if he gets hit directly, the thing is, Ichigo doesn't get hit directly. Because he's too fast. Way too fast. Because
he's pretty dang.
that's what his Bankai does, though. That's what some people wouldn't understand, is everyone's Bankai has a specific thing that it does. Except for, Mayuri, because he's just got a weird baby thing, and he changes it, and I don't like it. I mean, it's a cool Bankai, don't get me wrong, but it's so creepy and weird. But Ichigo's Bankai is literally meant to make it more compact, so it's way faster and way stronger. That's it. That's what his Bankai does. So if you want to talk speed, Naruto loses easily. It's tragic, but Ichigo has been capable of dodging thousands upon tens of thousands of frickin' Byakuya's pretty damn fast, pedals that could rip his, body to nothing. That's how sharp they were. And he could dodge tens of thousands of them at the same time. All at once. Dude, no.
I'll give him that.
Right.
It's pretty speedy.
Yeah. Alright, but healing factor doesn't matter. We're talking minor hand wounds. You can heal minor hand wounds. You can't heal getting chopped in half, alright?
Yeah, and just give a comparison. He is slightly more he's slightly less speedy than Speedy Gonzalez.
Speedy Gonzalez. tasty. Alright, moving on.
Yes.
And Ichigo's invisible ghost buddy didn't really matter.
Shinigami may be invisible, but they're still present in the physical realm and can be touched by normal people. Kurama can locate individuals by simply sensing their emotions, and Naruto's even seen his own soul before.
And
Okay. There's a problem with this. And I'll give it this. I'll say that this argument doesn't matter because, first of all, if you're going to use the soul debate, don't even talk about fighting. Because that's not cool. If you want two people to fight, don't use a bitch move like, oh, that was soul thing. It's like, no, you want to see who's stronger, don't use a stupid thing like soul thing. Now, the reason people in Ichigo's universe can interact with souls is, well, first of all, the reason they can interact with souls is because you could say, well, that's how things work in Ichigo's universe, and respectively. And if Death Battle, like, if Screw Attack would want to contest that opinion and say, no, that wouldn't make it, that wouldn't be fair, I would say, all right, well then why is Kratos' Blade of Olympus not heavenly if it was made by God? It's like, oh, yeah, well then. Anyway, another argument that can be made is anyone who ever punched a hollow, which, by the way, a hollow is not the same as a Soul Reaper, but anyone who did punch a hollow in the show or touch a hollow were either interacted with by that said hollow or their mother had been, like, fought by a hollow, which is what happened with Chad. It just wasn't revealed. So there is a reason Chad could, like, punch the hollow. It's because he was a thing, alright? He was one of those things that no one cares about. But that's the reason why. So if you really wanted to, the only people in Naruto's universe who can see and interact with souls are people with Renegons. Because they have the human path and they're able to do that. Which I'll give them that. Sadly, the only one with a Renegon is Sasuke. So Naruto doesn't get one. You know. Sad little Naruto. Anyway, doesn't matter because I'm not using that argument either way. Moving on.
with 6 paths power, he could see and fight Madara's Limbo clones, even
Different than ghosts.
though they were on a totally separate plane of existence.
Doesn't matter.
Also keep in mind that while chakra and reishi have fairly different uses, they both contain spiritual energy.
That doesn't matter. Like, I mean, you can point this out, but it doesn't matter. Like, that changes nothing. Like, really nothing. Even if you want to say, like, oh, they both have spiritual matter, it doesn't change the fact they're two different things. They don't say they can sense spiritual matter, they say they can sense chakra. Like, if you can sense aluminum alloy, then that doesn't mean you can sense aluminum, it means you can sense aluminum alloy. Like, you get what I mean. Just, either way, this doesn't change the outcome. Because they're still focusing on the whole ghost thing, so. Moving on.
Let's talk speed! Naruto can dodge light speed attacks and can move faster than lightning. A lightning bolt's return stroke is 220 million miles per hour, about 1/3 the speed of light. Ichigo has also displayed lightning fast speeds, and even greater.
Near the end of the series, Ichigo took a trip that should have taken 7 days, but instead took 9 hours and 15 minutes.
It's likely Kirigi here was referencing his accomplice's speed, like Ichibei, who can knock his foes 2,440 miles away and appear next to him in a second. Yuachi guy beat him by going twice as fast, so we'll use that as Ichibei's limit.
With that, we can get the trip's total distance and conclude Ichigo's top speed is 319 million miles per hour. That's massively hypersonic, but not quite light speed.
Still, there's a difference between travel speed and reaction speed.
You are not allowed to talk about this. Get out of here. Right out of here. You are not allowed to talk about this. You have denied the existence of combat/reaction speed for the past, 3 years. You are not allowed to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you come out right now and admit that you ignored it. Alright? Because this shit right here, this is not bueno. Alright? I am not happy with you.
But Mason, Wonder Woman attacks faster than Thor.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is faster than Thor. Yo, Superman can fly at the speed of 1,000,000,000,000 times the speed of light. Even though Goku can do the fucking same thing.
Yes.
And even if you want to say, oh no, but he can't travel that fast,
Well,
it's like, yeah, but he traveled halfway across Namek in a split second by running before he had instant transmission, not in Super Saiyan, and yeah, Namek is literally bigger than Earth. So, yeah, you want to talk speed, go ahead.
man, it's Superman Prime. Superman Prime is invincible.
Mhm.
Right? Remember, that's why he can't beat
Yeah,
Goku.
because remember,
Goku beats him.
Superman Prime 1 million destroyed the Source Wall.
Yeah.
I get that joke. You don't. Alright, moving on.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go with their reaction speeds real quick. We'll allow this. Oh my god.
As Naruto's already shown, comparing them directly, Ichigo's best reaction should clock in at around 970 million miles per hour, 40% faster than light speed and Naruto's reaction time. Alright, point for Ichigo.
I like how they... I mean, I'm fine with it. They give this number, but they don't give their reason behind it. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, he should be at least a couple times faster than light. At least a couple, because the first time he got his Bankai, he was able to create several after images, all appearing in and out at different intervals of time. And that means that the light particles had to be where he was when he wasn't there, because it's not like normal after images, where it has to do with physics more than light, because this was literally light staying where it thought he was, and then not moving fast enough to catch up with him. And he created literally hundreds of these. Not hundreds. He created dozens of these the first time he got his Bankai. So it's like, yeah, you can tell people get faster over time. Okay, moving on.
Speed alone
Huh? Alright.
wasn't enough, though, especially since Naruto's Sage powers gave him superb field awareness, making it difficult for Ichigo to land a fatal blow.
That literally makes no sense. So, yeah, this guy's
Yeah.
way faster than this guy. But that doesn't matter because this guy knows where he's going to attack from. I'm sorry, have you ever seen Ichigo take a fight seriously and try to use a strategic place to attack from? No. Ichigo, like, almost every time he strikes someone, it's from the front, where they can see it. It's like there's no sneak attacks coming in. He strikes from the front because he's that fast. Alright? If you said his reaction speed was lower, and that Ichigo's reaction speed was faster, that means he can swing his sword down faster than Naruto can dodge. So this whole argument about frickin' sensing things doesn't matter because it's fake. Oh, good
Yes.
lord. Who's barking over there? I'm about to go beat some ass, I swear. Oh, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I beat my dog with a wooden mallet.
Yeah, I can vouch that happened because he hates his dog definitely.
Yeah. Alright, well, moving on.
If he could even land something fatal at all.
Ichigo
If he could land something fatal. I don't like where this is going.
has always had a tough time damaging foes who have stronger spiritual energy than him.
That has nothing to do with this argument. They are using clips from legit episode 23, like maybe episode 23 of Bleach, when Ichigo was legit his weakest. And he's fighting Kenpachi. They are trying to compare Naruto to Kenpachi. That is so ass backwards. Like, alright, whatever. Yeah, can't cut through people because Naruto's durability definitely scales with how strong his spirit is, not because he has a human body. Oh my fucking god. Alright, continue.
With that said, let's compare his Ryatsu to Naruto's chakra.
Bad news is, across both of them, the only multiplier we know for sure is Ichigo's times 10 Bankai. The times 10 is difficult to achieve, but for Ichigo's sake, let's assume he gets the maximum possible boost from every transformation.
His other forms likely don't boost his stats this much. For example, when he used his Hollow Mask to barely overpower an Arankar, the situation and its results were similar to his then comparable Shinigami friends releasing their limiters, which gave each of them
No. No, you stop. You stop that right now. You take that back. You put those words back in your mouth and you eat them.
Elaborate.
Did you just fucking compare Grimjow to his fucking Fracciones? Dude, you can't do that. Okay, wait, what are they saying?
Them a boost of ×5.
Okay.
However, let's give the benefit of the doubt and apply the maximum ×10 increase to all of its.
Hold on. Okay, so what they just said was that because the fight with Grimjow ended similarly to the fights with his Fracciones and the other people, that the mask multiplier must be 5. No. No! You can't do that. Let me tell you why. Alright, you're comparing the wrong people, alright? The difference between a Fracciones, and an Espada is a difference of several dozen times. It's ridiculous how much stronger an Espada is than his fucking Fracciones. The reason Fracciones follow Espadas around is because they're weak. They're nothing. Like, ugh. But you try to compare, like, number 19 to number 6. There's no comparison to be made there. Like, you can't do that. The mask is way, way, way stronger. The mask is easily above a Bankai increase. Because he goes from not even standing a chance against most Arankars in general to being able to stomp Grimjow. Like, yeah, his mask is pretty damn strong, honestly. Alright, well, let's go on. What are they doing now?
Ichigo's forms that clearly increased his fighting potential, as well as stack them even though many forms were in separate unconnected power sets.
Okay. Alright, I don't like where you're going with this.
For the sake of argument, we're deliberately overestimating Ichigo's power. You'll see why.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you both.
So here's our formula, but where do we start? Okay, Bankai Ichigo with his...
Okay, the thing where it says a maximum ×10 increase requires training, where'd you get this information? Also, are you sure it's true? Because if there's a minimum 5 times increase, then what Hitsugaya said makes no sense. Because Hitsugaya said, the difference between my Bankai and my Shikai is nothing. The only thing that's different is how much ice we can let off, not how strong the ice is. And so he increased his Shikai, he increased his strength so much that his Shikai was better than his Bankai. And he killed the dude who stole his Bankai using his Shikai. So the whole, like, ×10 through training, no. That's not how it works.
His Hollow Mask was on par with Ulquiorra's first transformation.
No. No. No, it was not. No, it was not. This is where I stopped watching the video. Because they said Ulquiorra, first form, was equal to masked Ichigo. No, he was not. Watch that fight scene again. Ulquiorra destroyed him. Absolutely obliterated him. There was no chance of winning. In fact, to further back that up, he like unnecessarily, not necessary, he just went into Segunda Etapa just to make him sink into despair more. Because of how overwhelmingly more powerful Ulquiorra was. Like, dude, you can't say that. Alright.
Well, they can.
Hold on. Just, alright, go ahead, you're right.
I'm gonna say I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I just want to tell you to chill out because it's just a stupid video. But
I mean, dude, like, I'm just getting into it.
well, yeah. But come on, man.
Oh, come on. It's boring to listen to a guy go like, alright, so this guy right here She's like stronger than that guy. It's like no one wants to. You want to know why people watch Tear of Grace? It's because he freaks out. Alright, anyway, moving on.
Correct? Well, nearly.
Nearly. Fuck off.
Kiora states his new form can destroy the city of Las Noches in the hollow world of Hueco Mundo.
No, he does not. Okay. No. No, you did not. Okay, he says that if an Arankar of 4 or above uses their resurrection in Las Noches will be destroyed. Can or / will be destroyed. He did not, like, that's not something you can use in the way you're trying to use it.
What's that, like Mexican hell?
Well, there is a wall.
Ha ha!
Las Noches is square in shape and takes 3 days to
Las Noches building is circular.
walk from one corner to a gate in the center of the wall. So it has a total area of 200,000 square miles.
Why are you using miles?
That's bigger than California, and destroying it in one go needs over 400 miles.
Wait a minute.
In the center of the wall. So it has a total area of
Why are you... Alright.
200,000 square miles.
That's bigger than California, and destroying it in one go needs over 400,000 megatons of TNT.
So plug that into the formula and there you have it. Ichigo's Reiatsu is equal to over 4...
That's not how you do that. No. Okay, first of all, you took a corner of it. Not how you do that. So, you don't take 1/4 of a thing and then say that's how much it takes to do this. No. The number should be 4 times as big, and it should be put onto Ichigo's Shikai. Because that's how strong he got. Like, yeah, you can't do that.
440 billion megatons.
57,000 times larger than the entire world's nuclear arsenal combined. Ooh.
Tons of TNT.
Thankfully, Naruto's chakra level is much easier to figure out.
His chakra was once extracted and burst a hole through the hollow moon. He survived the explosion, and it was explicitly said that this was nearly all of his chakra.
Most of his chakra has been siphoned off.
By measuring the aftermath from both sides, we found the blast to equal at least 480 billion megatons of TNT.
He couldn't just... Okay, those little lines that you drew, those meant nothing. Yeah, you don't use a picture to do that, no. You take the height of Naruto, and you take the measurements of the actual moon. Alright?
40 billion more than Ichigo.
And don't forget, we were deliberately overestimating him.
No, you deliberately underestimated him, because you're dumb. And also, you're overestimating Naruto, because you just said that that was him forcibly having all of his chakra exploded out of his body. Like, you realize what that means, right? He doesn't have that kind of force, and if you're saying he can survive that kind of force, cool. Ichigo can shoot off multiple of these at the same time. Naruto almost died. Like, yeah, moving on.
Also, this was base form Naruto, not
Shut the hell up.
including any increases from additional modes,
He doesn't gain more chakra, you imbecile.
which allowed him to block an attack that...
Huh?
He does gain more chakra.
No. All of his chakra includes Kurama's. Because he has all of the chakra in base form, he's just not using it. This is when he got all of that chakra shot out of him. So, my point still stands.
cut the moon in half. A
Cut the moon in half. Oh my god.
force that had to be over 27 trillion megatons. This proves Naruto can both output and survive a blast stronger than Ichigo is capable of.
He can survive one by almost dying.
If you're thinking, wait, Boomstick, Ichigo survived a black hole in a box.
Which he did. Actually, arguably it was several black holes stacked on top of each other.
That move doesn't really work like a black hole.
Plus,
You are not allowed to do that. Dude. I mean, you can reach for as long as you want, but you cannot reach that far. Aizen specifically states that it will tear you to pieces. The reason that frickin' Komamura survived it, most likely what I suspect happened is that it pulls from the walls, and so it pulled his body apart, but since he was so strong, like physically, his body stayed together but only tore a little bit, and he's bleeding out of the mouth because of internal wounds. Or maybe Aizen just did that thing that he does to literally 4 other people in the scene, where he cuts them so fast that they can't even realize it.
The 814 kiloton Frager blast did hurt him immediately after. So it must have been weaker than that.
So it must have. It must have. I mean, I have no problem arguing that something with the force of 6 super powerful Aizen Gran Ceros is stronger than a Hado with full fucking enchantment. Hold on. Notice his uniform after the blast. When Ichigo loses power, his clothes are torn off. No, this isn't. Shut up. I mean, yeah. You can say he got weaker. Go ahead.
But Wiz, weren't Kaguya and you Waka Waka Planet Busters?
No one ever said that. Ever. And no, she isn't a planet buster. She can destroy a dimension that is maybe about the size of the country.
Don't they scale to him?
Nope.
You can't do that either.
Kaguya's planet-busting attack required chakra from nearly the entire Earth's population, not just her own. And while Yuok's power was pretty OP, he couldn't destroy the world through his own destructive capability.
Technically he could, because destructive capability is anything that you can use that can destroy stuff, and yes, he had the ability to tear apart every single world, because he had control over them.
He only planned to manipulate the delicate balance between life and death by stopping the flow of souls.
You realize what that means. The thing that the Soul King did is he held the worlds in balance. The Soul King, he did what Yuwatch wanted to stop. He made souls move on. But you realize what that means, right? That's not the limit of his power. He can manipulate the worlds themselves. And that doesn't just include Earth, by the way. That includes the Earth universe. He can manipulate all of that. So the reason Yuwatch didn't destroy anything is because he wasn't trying to. I mean, but then again, none of this matters because it's how, hey, can I destroy this place? Yeah, you can. Hey, can I strike with that destructive force? No, you can't. Alright, moving on.
Like a plate spinning on a stick, if one side gets too heavy, the whole thing comes crashing down.
To sum it up, Ichigo had the speed, they both had the guts, and Naruto had the strength, durability, training, and abilities for days.
You didn't bring up the training once.
No.
Well, anything specific at least.
Naruto sure got the shonen jump on Ichigo.
The winner is Naruto Uzumaki.
What?
Oh no, and it's just funny showing a jump you get it, because that's the thing.
Get out of here.
Sticker.
Alright, so yeah, friggin'.
Had the guts.
Thing comes
So let's
crashing
see.
down.
To sum it up,
Final
Ichigo had
notes.
the speed.
Much, much faster than Naruto. Yes, I'll agree with that.
They both had the guts,
That does not matter.
and Naruto had the strength,
No, he didn't.
durability,
No, he didn't.
training,
No, that doesn't matter.
and abilities for
Nope.
days. Naruto sure got the shonen jump on Ichigo.
Alright. So, yeah.
Hey Mason, sorry
What?
to interject for a second, but as you may know, I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, and I've just realized that when you're swimming, you can jump while you're swimming, so you jump above the water.
Congratulations.
So you're pulling a Jesus. So
Shut
just remember.
up. Alright. Now, the fuck? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, about judging strength. That's something they're pretty bad at. So this whole thing where they took the power, so they wanted to do this weird, like, overestimate thing, which they're totally going to rely on because they know how to calculate stuff. They're real good at it. Alright, so... So, here's how you actually calculate the strength that Ichigo you got. You pick one of them. You don't use all of them. Alright? Alright? Alright. So, first of all, how much destructive force? He can blow up the moon. He doesn't need to cut it in half, which means he dwarfs that little feat that Naruto has by cutting a hollow moon in half. Absolutely dwarfs it. Astonishingly more strong. Like, blowing up a good percentage of the moon. Also, didn't calculate this one fully. So, if you want to argue that Dangai can't be so much stronger than Vasto Lorde, let's downscale it as much as I'm willing to and only say 15. 15 times stronger. That is a good number. That's about 100,000 million billion trillion. The Earth is about 1 trillion cubic kilometers in volume. This would destroy 4.5 Earths. That's how powerful. That's what the destructive force of a Mugetsu would be. Or no, that's what the destructive force of a Getsuga Tensho in Dangai mode would be. The Mugetsu, which is the strongest Getsuga Tensho, let's multiply it by 10. Because if you want to say the Mugetsu isn't that much stronger, you're downscaling the Mugetsu too much. So yeah, that's a nice number right there. It's 46.5 Earths. 46.5 Earths. 46 trillion 589 billion fucking 33,700,000 cubic kilometers. And if you want to say no, I can't destroy that, yes it can. That's what it does. Alright. So. Oh my fucking. Okay. No, that's over. Yeah, so, all in all, Ichigo obliterates Naruto because he's just that much more powerful. Now what's the next thing? Because I might just make this a normal thing that I do.
Commentary on this episode, click that little box over there and start a first membership trial.
Try to grab one of these shirts too.
I'm sorry? Okay. Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099. Nice. Honestly, I don't care about either of those characters.
Yeah.
I mean, cool.
Near the end of the series,
Hold on.
Ichigo took a
Wait.
trip that should have taken.
What?
Batman versus someone?
Yeah.
How much prep time?
Batman from Batman and Beyond. No prep time. That doesn't happen.
Oh, then
Alright, so I feel like the end of this video. It was a pretty good video, honestly. I liked it. Yes. So Ichigo destroys because he's that much more powerful. All that good jazz. You can use joules or newtons of force. Doesn't matter which one you use. You can still blow up the Earth several times over in Mugetsu. Which, in my opinion, is the strongest point he is in the entire series, is when he uses Mugetsu. He maybe comes close whenever he uses his true Bankai, maybe. But other than that, I don't like thinking about anything else, just because, you know, all that jazz. But one final note is, if you want to contest the whole like destructive capability thing, this is like destructive capability as in what is capable of dishing out if it had that much range. But sadly, it doesn't have that much range. But
Taken
it can
7
still do that, like not having a lot of range, but it's still capable of doing that said thing. Yeah, you get what I mean.
yeah.
Final note, Aiden? Anything?
Well, dude, all I gotta say, man, is they were really lousy in this one, especially lousy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're the big fan of Bleach. I'm a big fan of Naruto. I'm not even a big fan of Naruto. I just watched it and I really enjoyed it, right? But like, I knew and I accepted the fact that most likely Ichigo would win, not Naruto. And how he blocked Final Getsuga Tensho or whatever, right? That shouldn't happen at all.
I know one more fun thing that we can do. We can point out all the times in the fight whenever Ichigo would have killed him.
Nah. We just nah, because it's pretty obvious.
It's kind of crummy. Hold on, I just want to look at it real quick. It's just like the fight starts. It's over. Oh Christ. Yeah. Freaking great. I like it.
Yeah.
It was a nice animation though. I did like it.
Oh yeah, it had really. But there's not really a time when it doesn't have really good animation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, some of the 3D stuff is awful.
Oh, I was just talking about 2D. Don't even bring the 3D into this.
Well, like, comment, subscribe, argue with me in the comments. I fucking dare you. If you want to bring up some actual good measurements for Naruto, go ahead. Because they did what they always do, and they wank one character and don't wank the other one correctly. Alright. Yeah, subscribe for more. I'm probably going to do this to their next fight. Or I'll probably go back and do this to their other fights. I don't know. Alright.
Yeah.
Bye.